Welcome back, everyone. Well, the battle to save an endangered bird on Maui is the subject of a documentary airing right here on KH12.
Now, cameras captured the struggle to save the kiwikiu and a setback that's threatening the species.
And for this discussion, we're bringing in Hannah Mouse. Thank you so much for being with us. And Dan Dennison. Thank you guys for joining us on Living at 08. We appreciate it.
Morning, John.
Good morning. Thank you.
And I'm going to start with you. There was a collaboration of agencies and groups that attempted to move kiwikiu from the windward side of Haleakala to the forest on the leeward side. Can you tell us and explain to our viewers exactly what happened?
2019 was the culmination of decades of work to try to save the kiwikiu. The kiwikiu, also known as Maui parrotbill, is one of the most endangered of all of the Hawaiian forest birds. Possibly fewer than 150 individuals left, all on Maui and all in this very small forest area. Our plan was to move birds from Hanavi Natural Area Reserve on the windward slopes of Haleakala to restored forest in the Nakula Natural Area Reserve on the leeward side. This would expand the available habitat for the species, and we had hoped to be able to in turn increase their numbers. And ultimately, it was determined that an invasive disease carried by non-native mosquitoes, avian malaria, killed all of the birds that we moved.
None of the birds that were moved survived. So what's next?
The primary goal now is to figure out how to create mosquito-free landscapes in these critical habitat areas for kiwikiu and for other forest birds. A major tactic that we're looking at in simple terms is a form of mosquito birth control. This involves inoculating common non-native mosquitoes that we have already present in Hawaii with a bacteria that prevents their larvae from developing.
It's a very sad and tragic topic. I know that we're discussing it. And Dan, you guys are actually have produced a TV special that'll air right here on KH1 tonight. Can you tell me what went into producing this special?
When I first flew into Hanavi Natural Area Reserve that Hannah mentioned in October of 2019, my intention at that point was just to document it for local media distribution. Within about a half hour of being there, looking at the landscape, the preparation, the facilities, the passion and dedication involved from all of the people from the various agencies that were working on this, I immediately thought, it's time for another television special. And so I spent, I think, 5 days at Hanavi while they were capturing the birds, preparing them for movement over to Nakula. I'd been to Nakula several times previously, documenting some of the forest restoration that Hannah also mentioned. And then I think about 2 weeks later, I flew back into Nakula with the team and documented them preparing the flight aviaries, 10 of them out in the forest. It just really shows the fortitude and the tenacity and just the expertise that all these people use to try to save this little bird.
What do you hope viewers will gain from watching the program tonight?
We just want people to be aware that there's lots of animals, lots of native creatures out there on our islands that are really at risk. And we just want people to be aware and quite frankly, to care about these things.
And it is a special that airs on KH1 tonight at 9:30, is that right?
At 9:30, yes.
Okay, Hannah, I do have one last question for you. Do you remain hopeful that the kiwikiu can actually be saved?
I am still optimistic, and all of us who work in conservation tend to be optimists, or it would just be too easy to give up. We remain dedicated to the cause, and we hope that we can move as quickly as possible in creating mosquito and avian malaria-free landscapes for the kiwikiu and for the other Hawaiian forest bird species. So, we just hope that everyone watching this show will understand that time is really of the essence and agree that losing another species after so many have already gone extinct in Hawaii is something that we cannot allow to happen without continuing to try.
Well, I want to really thank you guys for all the work that you're doing, and I appreciate you taking the time out to join us here on Living at 08. Information we'll have on our website shortly after the show, airtime, and we'll go ahead and throw up a website on how you can support their process here. Thank you guys, Hannah, Dan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
If you're interested in watching that documentary, again, we want to let you know it's coming up on KHON2 at 9:30. But fascinating to know. First of all, I've never heard about this kiwikiu bird, but the efforts they made to try and save it and the setbacks with the mosquito. So keep following that and certainly watch tonight.
I'm definitely tuning in for sure.